Hello everybody and welcome, my name is Alistair and today we're going to be looking at the Bard Healer for going into mod 33. Now I've got two builds, I've got the buff debuff build and obviously a full heal build, as I'm not entirely sure just how much heal over time this new dungeon will be, although I've looked at it and it looks like it's going to be relatively manageable. So ideally running buff debuff, but I'll show the main build as well for maximising my heals. And we'll just get straight into it. Starting off the headpiece, I'm running my Celestial Divinity Regen from MSOD. You can get the ASOD version of this, that works really nicely. You can also go and get you can get the campaign pieces that give you this sort of bonus as well, and Master Temple of the Spider. Also, you can earn the currencies there and get that piece for Divinity Regen as well. Celestial Chest piece for outgoing healing and crit strike. Very viable is obviously this piece from MSOD and this piece from Master of the Dragon, also in advanced, also in the dragon hunting campaign. So there's a lot of places you can get a chest piece that gives you plenty of stats. Arm piece, this one from MSOD, just for the stats. You can obviously get the ones from Dread Sanctum First Boss. Master Dread Sanctum First Boss is actually very easy, but the advanced gloves are also the same 20% bonus and are very good as well. It's the easiest place to get it, but you can get other pieces like AIC and the Moon Dancer Trial, things like that. Best weapons of the game for healers at the moment, in my opinion. Gives you that raw outgoing healing, but on top of the outgoing healing it also gives you the possibility on a single target to gain an extra 6%. Which the new dungeon looks like it's got parts in it where you will gain that bonus. Here I've got the Divinity Regen boots. I'm tempted to switch over to oh right, this is not, I've not got the boots yet, but once I get the boots that reduce the damage by give you 3.5% defense, I'll be switching to those. But these boots, again, first boss farm, great set of boots to get for any healing class from Master Dread Sanctum, Advanced Dread Sanctum, super easy to get. Here I've got the Sealing Parchment because I don't need the stats, my stats are all capped. I've got the Knife Sensor for the Power Forte and Power Crit Severity from here, along with Grace of Pelor for the Power and Forte, and then obviously the 10% the defensive stats, the base damage boost and the extra shield. These pieces from MSOD, that's going to give me another 6% outgoing healing in a party and a small boost of 40 for my allies. Now I could run the detector set here, I personally don't, because I don't like, so the way to proc detector set on a bard is baseline, which is the way you get your song back when you're out of it's where you get your song back when you're running out. You just tap that 7 times and that fully procs your detector set. You don't hold it down, you just tap it 7 times, detector set fully procced. That's 7% outgoing healing, 7% combat advantage and 7% forte. Up here, just this for wisdom, and it's got a tiny bit more item level than my detectors. It just gives me a few stats that I need, a little bit more. I need to crit strike more than forte. Crit strike outgoing healing and outgoing healing for my ring. And then this piece from MSOD that comes obviously from the Master MSOD Trial. This piece from Ash. The rings from Ash are actually brilliant, really good, definitely worth farming. You can quite often buy these rings on the auction house. Right now, at least on Xbox, MSOD rings are going really cheap, and it's worth going into the mythic ring section and seeing what rings you can get. There's some really good rings that are going super cheap. Over here I'm running Sword Curse Tactician for the power. This is for crit strike. However, I can switch off to that if I have something else like a paladin that's giving the crit strike aura. I can switch to one of my glyphs, the White Dragon. I'm running this for the outgoing healing bonus and a little overshield, but that doesn't really do much. Movement speed, because movement speed is the most important thing you can put in the bonus. I'm not going to be convinced by anything else. Tourmaline for power crit severity for the Kobold, power crit strike for the Amalite, and the offense is Celestial Garnet. Moving along, I will go through powers at the end once I've done all the rest of the stuff. Campaign, just whatever boons you need. I will be going and switching some of these into Lingering Medicine, as that will be probably helpful in the new trial. And whatever you need up here. Healers, we can get away with a lot less. I've got 67 boon points, and that's plenty. My DPS, I run a lot more boon points. I have max boon points, and that's more necessary for DPS because there's more you can gain. Plus, the survivability is a lot more important. You're more likely to be in a red. Campaign, for my guild stronghold, I've got power, I've got defense, I've got movement speed, as you see here. Going along, I've currently got Diana on at the moment, but obviously I would switch to a buff debuff companion. I'll probably end up switching to something like Etrine or Flapjack or Tutor, which I've not actually got leveled up yet. I need to level up Dritz as well. Or Spine Devil or something like that. Up here I've got the Thean necklace for the incoming healing, outgoing healing, more for the outgoing healing, and this one for the outgoing healing as well. Crit strike here, and the only companion enhancement. Here I've got Baby Deep Crow, Golden Billet Pup, Raptor, 18% power, obviously. This is the Divine Judgment, so that's the big sword, and the Alpha Compy for more power. And moving along, I've got a Space Hamster on. I love Space Hamster. It's the most fun mount power in my opinion. Immunity to crowd control effects, so it's really good for certain situations like the webs in Mastery and Web Pit. If people keep dying because they keep getting stuck in those webs, when Lolth puts down that web, this will make them immune to that, give them loads of shield, and give them loads of speed to move across the map. However, I obviously will switch to something like probably, there it is, this one here, Perilous Polymorph, which I need to upgrade as it reduces the enemy's stats, which is the biggest thing of all, and I'll talk a little bit more about that when we come to buff debuff. I have Avian Aura, but obviously I can switch to Mystic or Pack Tactics if needed. And here I've got two Menders, a Shepherd's Devotion ×2 for the movement speed bonus and the defense bonus, and a Guardian Spirit for my own sanity and safety. Mostly running brutality skills across the board, with a few rhythms chucked in just obviously for that little extra outgoing healing. Yeah, and so I'll quickly play some songs so that you can see what I am running healing wise and stat wise. We just do this and this. Okay, so looking at my stats now, they're all proccing. Oh, I need to get my consumables, have I? So yeah, Squash Soup, Flask of Potency, Hearthstone Elixir, and a Zurich, and that is my consumables. Scroll down, yep, they're all active. Perfect. So, I'm currently proccing for about 233 with a 200 man, which should heal at the time. 240, 250, around about that. With an Etrine, I would obviously get that cap. This is going to go cap, and crit severity is going to stay ever so slightly under. That's okay. That is not the end of the world. And I'm going to go down here. I'm going to see what outgoing healing I'm going to have. Now, I'm going to get 30% more outgoing healing from from one of my encounter powers. So that'll be 163.2 plus another 6 from my shirt. So that'll be 163, roughly 169.2% outgoing healing when all said and done. So really pushing as much outgoing healing as possible. However, unfortunately, the nature of it is that, yeah, your magnitude heal is actually very low, and that's an issue. And that's the main heal as well. That's like maximizing my heal almost as much as I could get 7% more outgoing healing. I choose not to. That's on me. But let's look at the buff debuff. So So looking at the buff debuff, not a huge amount more changes. Let me just quickly do this so it's stored. I am running this piece that comes from Men's Brands, I believe, and I believe you upgrade it in Demon Web Pits campaign. This will give you a deduction of 15% stats. Now, the reason why reducing enemy stats is so good is because everyone in an artifact call adds on damage bonus gain, like, you know, damage gain or reduce, increased damage taken and all that sort of stuff. And when those stack, they actually reduce. So the more you have them, the less potent they become. This is not the same. You remove those stats. If you remove more defense, it's not going to decrease the amount of defense you remove. So this is the best way to increase damage on a target. This is a must-have for bards and warlocks, as this is the only two classes that can get it. Really, really potent. Everything's all the same here. I've got the Mastercraft weapons to give the bonus damage. If the tanks run it, that'll be 4% bonus damage to the DPS. Here, I'm running the Grace Ring. Now, this is a ring that comes from Mastering Web Pit's last chest in the campaign. You get a ring choice. I would choose this ring if you were playing support characters. However, if you're running MTOS, it can drop at the end as well. That's Master Temple of the Spider. I've got the Vistani set on. The Vistani set because that increases the damage taken by the boss. I also have Marolith if needed. I might get the Apox set, I'm undecided. Not a huge amount of changes everywhere else, apart from obviously Armor Break, reducing enemies defense by 9%. On top of that, I am also a Drow, which means I reduce the enemies, I think it's defense by another 5% as well. And then I'm going to be using the Combat Power Perilous Polymorph, which obviously I'm going to try and get leveled up because I actually don't have it leveled up at the moment, and I only just realized that when I started making this video. But the total reductions to stats that I can give in combat is around about 52-53%, and obviously this would go up to about 57% reduced stats on the boss of the main defense, critical avoidance and awareness stats. So tons of extra damage, on top of that giving 45% more base damage boost from my artifact and all those sorts of things as well. So I'll quickly do play a little song and cast some healing so that you can see what sort of heal ticks I'm having. Now, yes, absolutely, I am not really healing for that much. These are the burst heals. Let me just quickly play this. There we go. 182. These will be higher in a master dungeon because I'll have other buffs and stuff. But yeah. So looking at just what I am proccing on this side at least, an extra 6% plus an extra 30% with Etrine, I would obviously be capped. And going down. So just a second, I just need to make sure everything's propped. There we go. And go down. So that is 90 plus an extra 30, that's 120 plus an extra 6. That's 126 points of outgoing healing, an extra 200 for if the tank has their bonus, that's 128 outgoing healing, which is still respectable. However, the heals, as you might see here, are quite a decent bit lower, but the amount of damage gained is dramatically higher. And I'm going to go quickly run through how the Bard's powers actually work on the healer. So up here I run Phantasmal Concerto. This is an AoE that hits lots of enemies and allows you to move while doing it. This will proc most of your stuff, so this is a must have, and you want to be moving around using this, hitting the boss as much as you can. I personally use Fletch, I can hit things from further away. However, Archipelago is your healing at will. That's a single target, but there's a class feature down here which allows you to make it an AoE. So sort of choose what you like, but that's the setup that I like personally. Over here, Flourish, this is a must-have. You play this before your healing word. Not healing word, sorry. That's Cleric. Before you play your Rejuvenating Carol. It gives an extra 30%. So massive must do as long as you can do it. Delayed play. I personally like delayed play because I utilize this feat down here, Vamp, that allows you to get it back for free occasionally, and that means you can cast more burst heals and doesn't drain your divinity, your performance. Lastly, baseline. As I said, if you're a detective set, tap that 7 times, no problem at all. But baseline, what it does is it obviously gives you some performance back. So when you got a bit of downtime, just use baseline just to get a bit of something back, and it's just going to help overall. Now, I use Curtain Call personally, mostly for the party support that it gives. Now, it gives a extra 100 action points when you have Blazing Flamenco on. Rejuvenating Carol, it gives you an 800 magnitude heal. Warding Carol, a 10% damage reduction, and an 800 magnitude shield. This is really big, and in artifact calls I will always make sure I have all my songs procced, ideally running out, so I'm not wasting things, but if it's not, that's fine. What I'll always make sure to do is I'll always make sure to have the Warding Carol up for, like, you know, tank busters or artifact, like hypos for example, and my Sheltering Etude to give me the shield and the damage reduction. Now, if I don't need to do that, I can use Inspiration, and that's going to give a nice heal over time. I've done it to use it on the tank before in MSOD so they can get up with the heals, and it gives me an extra heal so I can get up with ease. But it also helps the DPS, so dropping that on the highest DPS is a big bonus for them. Now, your songs are Blazing Flamenco in this order. You'll play Blazing Flamenco as a 36 second, and it gives everybody more damage. Rejuvenating Carol. Rejuvenating Carol is your heal over time. That is next, so it's Blazing Flamenco, Flourish, Rejuvenating Carol, and then try and play Sheltering Etude. Now that's 60 seconds. I just play it always in this sequence, regardless if I have it up or not. I also have that in my left trigger, and that's my burst heal in case, like, there's an emergency. To save me playing it, I click right bumper, left trigger, burst heal. Beautiful. Now, depending on the dungeon, I use Warding Carol in my quick play. I do sometimes play it, but I'll keep it in my quick play for the cleanse, like after the scream in MSOD to cleanse everybody. In 5-man dungeons, I'll sometimes use Defender's Mulet, especially for the tank if the tank takes big hits, and I'll have that in my right trigger instead of Warding Carol. Over here, I personally use Starstruck. Now this gives obviously people more heals depending on their role and what they do. And I use Vamos Allah, and that allows me to give more movement speed bonuses. It's just nice to have. However, absolutely, you can utilize Archipelago, you could utilize Stefano, Sforza, it's late, I'm tired. Sfor and Dudo, I don't know, I can't read right now. Or you can use Mystifying Strikes. There's a load of stuff you could use if you want to use it. It's kind of a bit more free down there. I'm using this one here down at the bottom. You can have a little read through that if you like. I'm using this one here. Obviously you can have a little read through that. However, as I said, Vamp, Sudden Muse does work really well, and it can save a bit of divinity on your heal over time. If it procs, it gives you 60 seconds on your heal over time. Now, this is a little bit funny. I don't personally like it. I personally like to have Vamp. I can see when I'm using it. I can get it for free. I know how it goes. Desperate Finale, this is a lot better than this. Way better. This is a must-have. When you get low, it gives you 600 performance, and then if you go down, that mechanic actually refreshes. And the last one, this is the biggest one of all. Like, no point taking this at all. This is the biggest one. It gives, for 15 seconds after you play a song, for each song played, it gives a 5% damage bonus up to 3 times. So, during an artifact call, you're going to be playing 3 songs: Blazing Flamenco, Rejuvenating Carol, Sheltering Etude, giving an extra 15% damage going into the artifact call, and trying to keep this up every 15 seconds. I can do that pretty consistently because I've got higher end gear. However, for people who don't, it's a little bit more of a struggle. But definitely playing it for the artifact call every time is a must-have. So as you see, I've got my Sheltering Etude and my quick play, and how I put it in there is I literally just do my flourish, tap my quick play, pop the song in, and it stays there until I need it. Now, the best thing to do is to spend a bit of time and really practice your button pressing, because genuinely, if you get good enough at it, it does make a big difference. Anyway, thank you very much everyone for watching. That was my Bard video. I'm going to be releasing probably the Cleric next, Cleric Healer, and then my Paladin Healer and Tank, hopefully before mod 33 drops. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to see anything else, please leave it in the comments. If you have any comments, just leave it down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.